Hey everybody, welcome to Couch Dimension, our video games podcast, where we're not talking about video game news. Well, we sort of are. We're talking about video game trailers today. We wanted to do this bonus stream to discuss the Sony State of Play. I am joined by my co-hosts,
Captain
and Red.
And we're going to get into some trailers here. I didn't really have any witty banter lead in for this. Anybody want to provide some anybody got anything good?
We weren't true to our core beliefs. We didn't tell the people about Crab Fest.
We didn't. The Red Lobster thing. Yeah. So I mean, we can cover that brief story real quick. You want to tell the people about Crab Fest?
I don't know. You told me it wasn't actually Shrimp Fest, but it was really funny to hear Red Lobster is shutting down because of Shrimp Fest, or has filed bankruptcy because of Shrimp Fest. People are eating too much shrimp. The other day, I get an email. Red Lobster, Crab Fest is back, gang. And surely this will fix the problems.
Yeah, I feel like Crab Fest is a swing for the fences for Red Lobster. But yeah, so the Shrimp Fest thing, I do want to get into this briefly. The Shrimp Fest thing was a lie because it was a lie peddled by the private equity firm that bought Red Lobster a few years ago in I think 2017. And what they did, Red Lobster used to own all the land that Red Lobsters are on, and they sold all the land. So now all the Red Lobsters have to pay rent. And in this economy, that's completely ruining them. And then they said, we're going to turn it around and we're going to blame the consumer and we're going to say it was the unlimited shrimp.
I mean, blaming the consumer is almost always the go-to with businesses like this. Kind of. I hate that it's that way, but that tends to be it's always the audience is wrong for what they're asking for or doing.
How dare you expect seafood?
I just realized I didn't adjust our Go Live notifications. Whoops. Yeah, keep bantering about seafood while I change our metadata real quick.
Oh yeah, my favorite type of food, the one that I definitely eat a bunch.
Yes.
You know what? I'll talk about those biscuits need to be preserved if the whole thing does go under.
Now that's the goddamn truth. We still need access to Cheddar Bay biscuits.
I need those on a fucking lifeboat.
Yeah, we need to open source Cheddar Bay biscuits.
Thing is, I'm not a big fan of Red Lobster in particular. But
why you love
Olive Garden deserve this.
That's true. If I never have to eat at another Olive Garden, I'll be a happy man. I mean, the breadsticks, of course, but everything else is dog shit.
Look, the breadsticks are good, but I can get breadsticks somewhere else. The Cheddar Bay biscuits, they're a little harder to come by.
Unique.
Yeah, they're far more unique.
Speaking of unique, let's take a look at this fun little trailer. You like that seamless transition?
It's perfect.
Now, this is one we talked about on the podcast as sort of a tease for this special stream of ours. I just figured I'd show it again in case anybody is watching this video that hasn't seen episode 16.
You should this time going through, you should try to take extra note of any different Sony properties. And maybe
I don't mind the Sony properties so much. I really don't. I like the Parappa being there. I like all of that. I do think it's kind of weird that all the Sony hardware is mixed up in this. You know what I mean?
I mean, on one hand, Nintendo will usually put some consoles or something in their games, but it's usually less than
an Easter egg. Not like this man is flying on a DualShock controller right now.
Oh no, this is DualSense. You haven't evolved. No, but I think it's just because, well, for one, the original game was more of a tech demo, so yeah, it's just a PlayStation thing.
Yeah,
At
yeah.
this point, it's established. So you know.
I mean, yeah. Arguably, it was a controller demo.
Damn
That's
good one.
fair.
It is. I do not think it is unfair to make the comparison that Astro Bot's Playroom was legitimately like the Wii Sports of the PS5 in terms of being like, it's a tech demo thing. It's free for the what was it? It's free for anyone who gets the console, and it ends up being like a beloved game.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's pretty cool that they managed to make a what seems to be like a pretty outstanding IP. A lot of people were excited for this, and I will say this: that little Astro Bot song, I woke up with it stuck in my head today. So it's catchy.
I like seeing some representation for Journey out there. Enjoy the little Nathan Drake Astro Bot. There was another
Who's the
one,
little guy with one horn?
Oh, that's Ico. Or
Yeah.
a character from Ico, and we had the Wanderer and the princess from Shadow of the Colossus.
Gotcha.
Yeah, Kratos. There was another one at the beginning that's it was an older Sony IP, but it's failing me. Like, I'm sure Jack and that. Well, yeah, no, I'm sure they're in there somewhere. Of course, you're going to have Ratchet and Clank.
What's weird is there's a Jack and Daxter movie planned for like sometime in the next 2 or 3 years.
Really?
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
yeah.
say like most video game movies, we will see if that materializes. They have a tendency to not always happen.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that is true. And I'm not really sure that I'm gonna be real, I don't remember the Jack games stories. I remembered that the third one was like dystopian and kind of like weirdly open world. That was cool.
Yeah, they make a jump at the end of 2, and the tone of that entire universe becomes dystopian.
It becomes Shadow the Hedgehog.
Yeah, pretty much. But I think people like it more than the Shadow the Hedgehog change.
Cool. Well, I'm gonna roll tape on our next trailer if you're
Go ahead.
ready. All right. Another one.
Gunning. It's hard work,
Oh
But
yeah,
but it's our
yeah.
work. And we don't take
Okay,
it for granted.
so I don't
You know
mean
what
to
free gunning
taint your
means?
view of this game.
Well, you're free.
But tell me
Right
if you
on
feel
time.
like they just took a Destiny character
Free
ability-wise
gunners have
and
a shot at
sliced
making
them up
something of themselves.
into component
A
parts.
chance to be
They took Destiny abilities and then
There's
they
a hunter
put them in
jump.
Counter-Strike, and then it's
There's
gonna
a
be another
hunter.
one of those.
There was a hunter knife.
That map is a Destiny map.
There was a hunter grenade.
Holy shit, dude!
Triple
That map is a
grenade.
PvP map in Destiny. I'm not even joking. Okay.
So who did Sony buy to help with live service games?
Oh
Yeah, but-
And
shit.
in the wilds,
I mean,
it's anyone's
yeah.
game.
True, but
You won't
there's
survive
a
on
difference
your own.
between help us
That's
design a
literally
live
just
service
Destiny
game and
grenades.
give us your entire, design philosophy for characters in Destiny.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like. Don't get me wrong though. Even though it looks like it is Destiny, it is
Risk our
also.
lives every
I mean,
It
I
looks
like
kind of
Destiny.
fun, I guess.
It's mostly that.
guns. That's me.
So my concern is that
This crew will
the
go
hero shooter
anywhere.
genre is crowded,
Take any job,
including marathons
Face
trying to
any
get in
enemy.
there soon. We have spoilers, another hero shooter later in the presentation, and
Yeah, not to mention the Marvel one that just came out.
that is every now and then another Destiny. thing
Everybody's
happens.
looking.
But to be
Everybody's
fair,
looking for the new battle royale, and then
Yeah.
looking at
Yeah,
extraction
no,
shooters and
this-
hero
this-
shooters.
This also looks exactly like Destiny 2 PvP map.
Yeah, it does.
It's weird though. Admittedly, part of the thing that does have me hopeful is that, like, I do enjoy the gameplay of Destiny. So, maybe that's something.
Yeah.
But, like,
yeah.
a lot of things were happening there that are Destiny abilities.
We'll see.
Yeah,
They'll make a
throwing-
million of these things, and then 3 of them will come out on top, as it always happens.
I think, it is weird how long Siege has kind of lived there, though.
Yeah. And I mean, but Overwatch is not what it once was. It has fallen from grace. But
Yeah.
Overwatch also used to occupy that space very heavily.
Overwatch really botched it. But you know who's still out there? Team Fortress 2.
Yes. And Team Fortress 2, I don't think will ever die.
I mean, it is being review bombed right now.
Oh, yeah. What happened with that? Why are they doing that?
I don't know. I don't play Team Fortress 2.
I mean, fair.
I do know that they've been pushing the hashtag save TF2, which honestly, as a Titanfall fan, I've seen a lot of anyways.
Yeah, man, that's unfortunate.
But anyways, I'm guessing the review bombing, if I had to ballpark that, I'd assume because they need support from Valve to keep it going or to keep it healthy.
Okay, it seems to be,
I saw it was something about botting, right?
Yeah, it seems largely due to like aim bots and actual like bots in the game and cheaters in the game.
Yeah, and that makes sense.
With Valve moving on to not wanting to keep keep dumping money into this game.
Cool. Well, let's roll tape on the next one.
Yeah. I mean, Valve has been putting more money into it. Again, you got some updates, so it's not unheard of that they'll do that.
Bro, God of War Ragnarok came out last year.
I tried to stay away from all the promotional stuff when it initially came out because I was jealous.
You can close your eyes.
I want to see it now because it's coming to PC, right? So, like, I want to
Yeah.
get hyped for it, but I didn't want to get hyped for it before because I was like, I'm never going to get the chance.
So now we can talk about the fact that you just saw Odin and Thor there.
You will die.
Yeah.
Joseph Sparta.
What's
Odin's pretty good.
also getting a sequel on PC directly goes against what that one Sony exec said about put the original on PC so that people want to get a PS5 for the sequel.
I mean, it could be a change in strategy. It's also just at a certain point, we've gotten the sales on console that we're going to get. So.
Right.
Yeah.
Everybody that bought a PS5 for this game's already bought it. Which this is
Like,
it's only a duology, right? Like, this is the last.
Yeah, this
one
is
of
the
these, isn't it?
conclusion of that story.
Okay, I mean, ugh. That makes me nervous. That
You
makes
can
me
do that in
nervous.
Skyrim.
Wait, what is it that's got you worried?
Well, just it seems like maybe his son's gonna try to kill him, or he's gonna try to kill his son. I don't know. There was some stuff in that first game, right? I mean, we're in spoiler territory here, but like, Jesus, that game's from what 2016. If you haven't played it, I don't know what to tell you. But there was some stuff like alluding to a showdown between him and his son in the first God of War reboot God of War, I guess. If I'm remembering correctly. It was also a long time ago that I played it.
I was going to say, not to get into the storyline of the sequel, and no spoilers, this is genuinely just my memory of the first. I don't remember that from the first one.
Okay, maybe not. I'm just misremembering then.
I know what it is. I think you might have misinterpreted a thing.
Oh, okay. Well, that's fine. I just didn't want Dad Simulator to become Abusive Dad Simulator.
No, it was just that. I mean, we're just talking about the ending of the first game. If I recall, it was that Kratos saw the future vision of him dead and did not tell his son. It was on the tapestry on the wall.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's all it was.
Well, enough of that. Let's move on to this.
I mostly bring it up because I know you're going to play that, so, you know.
Oh, yeah. No, absolutely.
Oh, yeah, this is another one that has already existed, I believe. This is Until Dawn. Did you ever play, or... Hey, it's The Witness! That guy, he was an actor in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and he is the voice of The Witness.
Oh, interesting.
Brett Dalton, I think is his name. But also, earlier Rami Malek, before he blows up, is in this, so...
Wait, you said Rami Malek before he blows up? Oh. Like, you mean literally blows up?
No. Not literally blows up. Rami Malek didn't blow up.
No, I thought you meant he was going to blow up in this trailer. I thought I was going to see Rami Malek blow up.
We've exploded Rami Malek.
Okay, wait, so is this like a remake or something, or?
It is a PS5 remaster.
Oh, okay. I thought this might have been an original thing.
No. Well,
Yeah.
Until Dawn is, it is, how to put it? It's a choice-based game. Like, you can mess up quick time events and stuff like that, too. But it is largely a traditional, like, cabin in the woods style scenario. But you're swapping between characters and controlling them and making choices. And it's actually one of the best of that genre.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I didn't know you never heard much about it. You should
No,
check
the
that
thing
out.
is-
I think
the thing-
you and
I don't know why I'm on this episode, because I don't own a PS5.
No,
I
me
mean, to
either.
be fair, I think they're. I'll check. It might be on PC. Like you just won't play the remastered version, but whatever.
Yeah, I'm just like
Um,
typically unplugged from. I mean, was that not a Sony game before?
That was a Sony game, but I think I could be wrong, but I think it branched out after that.
Yeah, I had this confused with the one where the monster's a Wendigo.
Dude.
Oh, what? A spoiler for an 8-year-old game?
I mean, Tiny said he hadn't.
This is
I don't-
not that game, is it?
Just
Who
go
cares?
on.
I'm not gonna play it. I'm just here to talk. I'm just here to talk shit. I'm not gonna buy it. I'm not gonna buy any of these. Just kidding. I might actually buy this next one because it looks kind of sick.
Yeah, Until Dawn's on Steam. I thought maybe Tiny and I don't know. Perhaps his partner might enjoy that.
I thought I could be a hero and break the curse.
Skyrim
was a fool.
re-release, baby.
No, this is one you'll be interested.
I know. I watched
There's
these while I
no
was
hope here.
programming them into OBS, so
Oh,
I know what some of this shit is.
Thirst
And yeah,
for
no, this shit looks dope, man.
Oh, you know, it's. Yeah, I know you love. For audience, Tiny loves some VR hand-to-hand combat.
Absolutely. And you see that thing he did there where he clanked those two weapons together before he went into the fight? That is something, that's my favorite thing to do in a VR game. And if your VR game doesn't let me do that, then I hate you. Yeah, this shit looks badass, boy.
I just noticed that he.
They're gonna make me buy a
deflects
PlayStation 5, really, and a fucking headset.
Yeah, maybe. When he deflected that knife by holding up his own. Oh, cool.
I could be a hero.
I found it the first time through. It's the Burned
Don't
Man.
survive the Forsaken
Joshua
Lands.
Graham was up. He only survived because the fire inside him burned brighter.
Close up on the head of that monster really makes it look goofy.
Oh yeah,
I mean, I'm fine with a goofy
I'm here for
looking
it. Though.
monster.
He looks,
'Cause we
yeah, he
got
looks a
multiple.
little silly, but I'm down.
He's got
He
walrus
looks a
face.
little
Or not
Star
walrus.
Wars original trilogy.
Yeah, he does. He looks like he could have been in the cantina.
I'm a strong believer in silly looking or weird looking monsters like that. depending on the genre of your game. Like,
What sets
horror
you
can
apart?
sometimes be enhanced by a thing that isn't inherently scary looking, but it kind of fucks with you because it's not scary looking. But it creeps you out because it don't look right.
Yeah, I mean, there's some goofy ass looking animals in real life that can fuck you up, man. So I don't have any issue.
I mean,
it does look a little funny, but
please speak for yourself. I can fight any animal.
oh, okay, one of those.
Well, he said fight.
No, I can't go on a 5-minute walk on a hot day without exploding into flame. But to jump back a bit, I actually like that. The trailers got me excited. I will. So in my show notes, I often use the phrase "I'll keep an eye on this." That is one, because you know some stuff you're just gonna dismiss.
It looks almost like I've been saying. I mean, it's probably linear. Let's be honest. Most VR games are.
Oh yeah, I expect it to be linear.
But I've been saying for the longest time that the first person that takes Skyrim VR, modded Skyrim VR, and makes it a full-blown game is going to be a millionaire. Like that, they're going to hit big on that concept. At some point, it's just a matter of when they do it, because it's some of the most immersive and best VR I've ever played, but you just have to mod the hell out of it. But anyways, Path of Exile.
So, yeah, I didn't know you previously told me you were not familiar with the Path of Exile game.
I'm not.
The closest you ever got to it is very briefly playing Minecraft with me. A mod pack, Craft to Exile, that was based on. Remember that? If you don't remember, we had a massive upgrade tree, because these games have massive upgrade trees. Sometimes it gets you're going through and getting like a 1-2% buff to damage, but with the rate you're leveling up and things like that, you kind of chart your path through the.
Oh man, I love Diablo.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, it looks. I'm not really into isometric like this stuff. For some reason, these kind of games, they just don't grab me. I don't know why. Maybe one day one will, but I've never been able to get into Diablo. I've never been able to get into V Rising. Isn't that another one of those?
Yeah, no, I feel you. I have the same problem with Hades.
Yeah, Hades I actually got into a little bit. But that's the exception for me.
I'll say this. I think it's less that you dislike isometric games. I think you just don't like Diablo and Diablo-like.
Maybe.
I could be wrong, but
I will say I like Hades, but I never beat Hades.
Yeah, well,
I know a lot of people that got very, very into it, and I played a lot of it. I played a lot of it on stream. That was back when I was streaming more regularly.
With this though, the couch co-op, the cross-play stuff, cross-save or cross-progression, all that, it's a good sign. And for what it's worth, this is free to play, so very least I'll give it a try.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so that dude was a 2, but when he first crawled up, I was like, this man is all tongue.
I think we let that sit there good. I think we can isolate that pretty well.
But I think my biggest problem with those types of games is it's too close to the MOBA style, click and your character attacks. I say MOBA style. World of Warcraft style is probably the better way to put it. And I don't feel involved enough with the action of them.
I'm fine with involvement because you can do stuff like wait, I don't think Diablo is click and you go there. It could be, but I know when I was a while back, I bought Diablo 3 on Switch. I know that you just have direct control of your character. I think it is direct control.
Is it?
Yeah.
Maybe.
My biggest problem is that Diablo is too easy for a majority of your first run.
Yeah.
And I know the game opens up and you have a bunch of difficulty options. I know that the end game get pretty interesting, and more challenging. But for that initial run,
yeah, I don't want to play 20 hours of super easy mode first. You know, like just let me go ahead and get to the hard stuff.
Yeah, because I raised the difficulty on it. I think on Switch I have it at max right now, and it's still not really, Which, to be fair, max on there, max difficulty pre-beating the game. Because like I said, it opens up more, you get more difficulty options. But right now, it's a little easy.
Speaking of things being hard, let's check out this next trailer. You guys liking my transitions? I feel like I'm really nailing these. I hate that I'm getting this little stutter every now and again because I downloaded these so it wouldn't do that, and it's still doing it.
And then we can get started.
Yeah. You'll see that little thing wiggling on her butt. That's the character I was talking about.
Oh, that's a little stuffed animal? Yeah. Yeah, rewatching this after hearing your commentary is interesting.
Mysterious boy.
Why monster are mild?
Incredible.
You think it's going to be all desert?
Not heard this big before.
Or you think that's just what they're showing us?
That's Savannah.
Oh, hey, is that Chocobos?
Yeah, it's Chocobos.
It's possible. I mean, the boat they were on earlier is made for sand.
Yeah, it is a sand boat. I don't know. I mean,
that looks pretty wet and jungly right there.
That's true, it does.
And then it does.
No, I'm assuming it will be just like in World where like they're probably focusing on showing off this area as it'll either be the first one or the most traditional one. And yeah,
something I didn't talk about earlier. There was another monster shown in this trailer right there that was strangling one of the I forget what these things are called.
Oh,
like one of these herd large monsters.
Yeah, so we know, I mean, Turf Wars, they're back, I guess. Safe to say.
Dashaguma, that's what those ones are called.
What that tongue do,
Chatacabra. Adhere rocks to his body to use as weapons.
Oh, so he just makes himself real sticky.
Yeah. Like a mastiff, just drools on himself to make weapons stick to his skin.
Monster Hunter enemy taking parts of its environment and fixing them to their skin to make them stronger. But a novel new concept.
The countering looks so good. I can't wait to do this great sword shit in game.
That flamethrower thing looks fun. What is that?
That was the heavy bow gun. It was doing looked like some kind of special ammo.
Okay.
Tiny, when
that's a grown-up mysterious boy. Okay.
Oh no, that's another character from 4U.
Oh.
There's a lot of characters here that look like they might be from 4U. This shit looks cool,
have
like
a time
locking down the monster while everybody hunts it.
No one wants to talk about the Shard of the Traveler in the background. Interesting. Looked a lot like the Shard from Destiny 2. When you have the time, because there are 1 million games approximately to catch up on at any given time, but
and a lot of GTA to play.
God no! I'm going to tell them. I'm going to get on your account. I'm going to use modding tools to blatantly cheat, so you get kicked off.
Oh, you think that would make Rockstar ban me? Get into any GTA Online lobby. Stupid.
I want to lock you out so that you can get clean. But the point of what I was saying is, you need to return to World. Partially, it'll be a nice prep for this.
I need to return to World.
Hashtag return to World.
You're just gonna throw out Capcom's hashtag like that?
I didn't even think about it. But also, I want you to try Rise at some point with me. Because I would
love to try Rise with both of you guys.
I'm fascinated, or I'm so eager to hear your thoughts on the differences in playstyle.
No, I'm going to circle back to World. So the thing with the GTA thing is that I am working on something for that. And once I finish the thing that I'm working on, I think I'm not going to be on it nearly as much. But Captain, I need you to be silent. Kill 2.
Bazinga.
Excuse me.
Silent Hill 2.
Sorry, I was just.
Captain,
I didn't mean to scare you.
I didn't mean it.
I'm kind of lost.
It's gonna be silent
for Silent
until,
Hill?
you said
I
something.
think you should
Hey,
say
is that
Okay.
Keon Lenity right
this
there?
town. There's something with it.
This
Dangerous?
trailer
Maybe.
does not inspire confidence
careful.
in me.
I'm not lying.
We used fog, so
I
we
guess I
didn't
don't
have to
really
make
care
as
if
many
it's dangerous
assets.
or not.
No, we use fog because the PS2's rendering capabilities are
I'm
not
going
great.
either way.
And now it's a staple. But
You shouldn't be.
they no, my biggest problem with this trailer is when we get actual gameplay or more gameplay later. It wants to emphasize combat. The team behind it, Bloober Team, is allergic to subtlety in all of their games.
Bloober
And
sounds like a.
I know it's dumb.
It sounds like something you do when you mess up. Oh, I made a bloober.
Good, I promise.
Like, you might as well be
Um,
team fuck up.
Good, please.
a little bit. Honestly, they.
No, wait,
have
I
a
thought
terrible track
this is a
record.
remake, isn't it? Or
Yep, it's a
remaster?
remake.
Okay, yeah.
But it seems like they like an emphasis on combat is already a problem.
Yeah, that's
not
fair.
what Silent Hill 2 is about. Like combat is in there, but it's clunky and near intentionally so.
Yeah, isn't
Um,
Silent Hill 2 about cheating on your wife and being murdered by medical professionals?
Not
Absolutely.
no. Hey.
I know nothing about this game.
No, I thought Silent Hill was the one where you're maybe it's the first Silent Hill.
Okay. What it is, it's not quite that. Without getting too in the weeds, I mean, okay, it's an ancient game. If you want to play it, go play it. This remake looks like it's going to botch some of it. A lot of the things going on, or in Silent Hill, are seemingly specific to you. Not everyone sees the same thing as you. The nurses are because when your terminally ill wife is in the hospital, your character feels guilt over starting to lust after some of the nurses a bit more.
That's what I just said.
Well, it's not quite cheating on your wife though.
Sure it is.
He doesn't, and then Pyramid Head is, I forget if it's in the game or if someone point out, in relation to the Civil War, you have some people occasionally wearing these weird triangle hats. I think maybe there's a point where he sees it, and they were judges. And so it's you've extrapolated that into a whole monster because he is there to exact what there. It's all about guilt and I don't want to dig
because he
too deep
cheated on his
while
wife
it's an
and now
ancient
he's being
game,
murdered by medical professionals.
Yeah. Nurses and Pyramid Head would.
It's just one of those things. The game doesn't spell out a lot to you. A lot of those connections are where the fan base has talked about it.
Gotcha.
And-
Yeah. It's all
And
kind of
its
interpretation.
entire character's entire struggle is based around guilt over a thing that was. It's about a lot of it is just about when you are taking care of a person who cannot take care of themselves and they are not going to get better, and the relief one might feel when they at the idea of their passing or when they do pass.
Well,
And
that's
dealing
pretty
with
heavy
the guilt
stuff. But
of
one
that
thing
feeling.
that I think we can all agree about Silent
Damn
Hill
it!
2 is that it looks pretty cool because of how alien the environment is.
You're pretty rogue with this one.
This is a 1-minute trailer. And then
Yeah, no, it's a teaser. What's funny is that so when I was getting these from the article you sent me from Sony's website, they kept having me. It was like, hey, this
I
might
had
not
to
be
just go to
age-appropriate.
YouTube for anything that was adult.
But it
no,
asked
you
me to put my
shouldn't.
age in, So I put that I was born in 1901 because I just didn't want to deal with that shit, and then it locked me out of all the videos.
No, same thing. It's just broken. It's just broken. I put my real.
Oh, you put your real birthday and it still locks you out? Okay.
Yeah, the site's just broken.
Yeah,
that's
okay.
like, this is a big, my eye is on, this is, like, hopefully it is more isolation.
Horror games
Style
do
game.
not bother me. I will say that. I'm not bothered by them. I can even play some VR horror and feel fine about it. However, if there's one thing that's going to make me shit my pants in VR, it's a fucking xenomorph.
And the thing for me is that I need to play more Alien Isolation. That is one where, for the majority of the game, you don't have a lot of power. And so that might hit me a little different. And they build dread a lot more. But like, when I'm playing Resident Evil game, when I am playing like a Dead Space game, I am the danger. I am the monster in those hallways. They need to watch out for me. And having that outlook, like, I think those games are extremely fun, but it does turn into like it becomes power fantasy. And I don't think that's always the intent, but it's fun.
Well, the thing is, sometimes, like Resident Evil 4, it's straight up that, right?
Yeah,
Like,
Resident Evil 4 is a
some
lot
games,
more of that.
like if you remember Outlast or Amnesia, I used to not play them when I was younger because I was like, oh, they're scary. And now I don't play them because I'm like, if I don't get to shoot anything, this shit's boring. I might as well be playing the fucking Slender Man game from 2012 where you walk around a generic wooded environment and pick up notes.
I believe Alien Isolation is kind of in a middle ground.
No, Alien Isolation's good. I played some of that. Honestly, that game kind of kicked my ass. The PV, obviously PvE, but the just fighting the humans and the androids was like really hard.
Yeah.
And I kind of bounced off of it because I just kept failing the same section.
I think a lot of the actual horror in like a Resident Evil game, as I've discovered, is when you are less familiar with the controls. Like, its whole thing is putting pressure on you to fumble in situations, and that fumbling escalates into like a feeling of being overwhelmed.
Yeah.
But if you are used enough to video games, you can overcome a lot of that.
If you've played 1,000 hours of Hunt Showdown, then your nerves are steel. But you know, the thing about Alien is that you're always watching Ripley and you're always watching the alien, and they're like, you're just like marveling at how they're rivals.
Are you doing these on the fly, or did you write all these ahead of time?
Oh, these are, buddy, these are off the dome.
Yeah, I assume they're off the dome, but I had to ask. I've been reluctant to make any judgment on like what I've heard about the gameplay, just because like it's in an era of it's still getting tweaks and everything. I don't.
Yeah. I mean, time will tell, but it just looks like Overwatch with different.
I don't mind the third-person perspective.
It's fine.
I want to see my cool skins, so I prefer the third-person perspective for a game like this.
Yeah. I mean, and you know they're gonna sell some skins for this shit.
Yeah, because I will say when it comes, I do like the team up
fucked up
system.
that tower.
The team up system actually is a unique feature.
Do you guys think that this game is gonna be like good and get a lot of critical acclaim, and then the Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League team is gonna go commit suicide about it?
You can say.
Oh God, man, it bums me out. But yeah, the team up system actually could be a big game changer.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of unique, but I can also see, I can hear myself in a match right now being like, team up with me, why aren't you fucking teaming up with me? You know, how it is when you're playing
it's still
team-based
I'll
game
play
with
with
randoms.
friends.
What do you mean new feature? Wasn't that in like Marvel vs. Capcom?
Galactus. I think it's Galactus's daughter. I can't remember who that character. I think she's
that's
an
not
OC
the
for this
Scarlet.
game.
That's not the Scarlet Spider skin to win me over.
But I think one strength of that is that, look, obviously Marvel has its movies and stuff, but I think one thing that we don't talk about enough when it comes to Marvel properties, and especially something like that, is that one of the greatest strengths of Marvel, not just in the modern era, but like going back, is that their characters and their worlds have a strong visual identity and strong designs. And so that really plays well when you can just throw that in a game. Like, it is, those characters are visually appealing to me in a way that, yeah, I want to see more. So
Yeah,
I just think that all the Marvel heroes fighting each other, they're really just some shady, nasty warriors.
I mean, I know what you did there. I see it.
That's if you've watched it.
You were so eager.
You mean you saw the origin of his
Soldiers
joke?
and officials alike.
You're saying that my jokes are somewhat on the nose?
And the people must turn to thievery for food.
You two are going in different directions.
Perhaps this is heaven's way of lamenting the state of the land. Men
I'm
are
gonna be
powerless
real.
at the feet of the divine.
Dynasty
But even
Warrior,
so,
Muso games on the
someone
whole
must
have never
have.
been my thing so much. Outside, like, I thought Hyrule Warriors is fun. Whenever the Switch 2 comes out, assuming it has backwards compatibility, then I will play Age of Calamity. It does not run well on the Switch. So I don't really
Yeah, that's true. Age of
touch
Calamity
it.
has a lot of cool scenes in it. And then there's the
Now,
Fire
Michael-
one that was pretty good.
Michael Q did point out to me one of the more notable things here is this is the first real Dynasty Warrior games in a minute, because they've been doing a lot of crossover stuff. Like, I think one of the more recent ones was a Fire Emblem one. Which, you know, I think it fits that style of game to do like a Fire Emblem thing. But
how do they make those games hard?
Because management. If you
Yeah.
don't
Oh,
manage
okay.
good, you'll lose the level.
what it is yeah, you've got several different points on the map and you're trying to hold them down. And like, there are harder units, but there's a lot of fodder.
Yeah.
Like, the fodder is truly nothing.
Okay.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
it's not just a horde hack and slash. You're going to have to be like, you need to defend this gate, but you also need to kill this one guy. And you're going to be able to play as maybe more than one character. And you're going to have to switch to the other character to kill this guy because they're right there. That's faster than running there as your favorite character.
And different characters have different skill sets. Like, if anything, try Hyrule Warriors. That'll give you a good sampling of that genre, and it has a lot of Zelda characters. Like, I do enjoy anytime I get to see some Ocarina of Time characters again and the classic designs again. And it's not a bad game. It's just if anything, a lot of the fodder characters feel like they are there to help, like, build combos and stuff.
Gotcha.
Always like a game where the most basic enemy is just a resource most of the time.
That's what Destiny ends up
I
being.
was about to say Destiny red bars are.
Uh-huh.
Now,
I need
depending
my
on
health
difficulty.
back. Let me proc regen through killing this guy in some way.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you're going to feel that a lot in the final shape because that new exotic, the Red Death, he gives health back on enemy kills. So what you end up doing is in hard encounters, it's, I need a red bar right now.
Ballad of Antara. Like, that was too hard.
Yeah, I was wondering what you were going to do there. Okay. This one.
I have seen the mirror.
This is the one I need to look into a little bit more. Like, it looks
until the towering shadows
vanished a free-to-play kind of Souls-like game that can be played co-op or alone. and I don't know how you monetize that.
Why do we have
Entirely.
Oh, interesting.
But I say Souls-like. I'm not
Would.
100% on that. It might be a little bit more. I can't tell if it's Souls or a little bit more character action. But like, you can feel some of the like. Just have pots on their heads. Come on.
Yeah. It's definitely
yeah,
feels
like-
inspired.
Yeah,
This
yeah,
is
they
giving from.
They were sipping that from juice.
Yeah. That's not a bad juice to sip from, though. Like, you can see why this one's on my radar a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, especially free to play. Like, I have nothing to lose by
Yeah,
trying it out.
exactly.
did not betray this world.
And you said it can be played co-op?
Yeah, go up.
Cool. I wonder, I mean,
Yeah,
I
I wonder
like-
too.
I like Souls co-op, but I do think that if they made a transition to a seamless, I know there are mods, but like if they did that built-in seamless functionality, I just feel like it would be better.
FromSoft is going to make weird, obtuse decisions.
And that's fine. That's what they're here
Yeah.
to do.
Yeah.
Like, it's their biggest strength in terms of like making Dark Souls is that we're going to make this game that is unusual in so many respects, and that makes it sets it apart. So, but it does mean like other things they will become more deeply rooted in that might be bad habits. So you just, you know.
You know, you guys might not know this about me, but I'm a big Nicki Minaj fan. Like, you know, I could be just like supporting Nikki forever, just infinity Nikki.
Oh, this is already. Oh, this is a long walk.
Momo?
It wasn't that long.
I think
My dog took a shit while we were on that walk.
Okay, so this one.
transported to Mirrorland.
This is one of those trailers. Otherwise, I maybe wouldn't pay the most attention to. But I forget. I think it was Michael pointed out to me. Like, I actually kind of caught his interest a little, and somewhere between the somewhat Mario Odyssey-esque music and some of the platforming, like, I like a charming platformer. So, and like, it could be something. I'm gonna keep my eye on it, where I normally wouldn't.
You would normally write off a game about playing as a fashion designer? I can't believe it.
But like, we got a little bit of Princess Peach Showtime. The outfits give you different powers.
What's crazy about this is that it is a Souls-like.
But you know, I like to have some cutesy stuff every now and then. I need it. I don't just like it. I need it.
Miyazaki sent it back and said, "Too much poison swamp."
But yeah, didn't expect it to catch my attention, but like, yeah, it could be a fun time, I think. So I'll
The
keep
end
an
of
eye
this
on it.
is so totally weird.
Oh yeah, it's totally.
It's
No,
like
this-
very happy-go-lucky, and then the end of it is like really actually some Dark Souls shit.
Yeah, no, exactly. It's the least expected thing. But you know what? Yeah, like I said, I'll keep an eye on it. It charmed me a little bit.
But, you know,
which I didn't expect. But I mean, that's
coming
kind of
to-
the fun of doing a thing like this, is getting caught off guard with, oh, this is something.
Yeah, no, I like this format. I'm excited to do this for the Xbox thing on Friday. I mean, we'll be doing it after the fact because I'm traveling for the weekend and all that. But next week we'll have a video.
I'm going to say, as much as we can, maybe we stay blind on that one.
Yeah, I'll try to.
If
but
possible.
in putting the show together, there is a certain amount of it that is just.
Oh, I
gonna
understand.
happen.
I know.
But you know, we're at our last trailer, and you can always find us where winds meet. That one didn't really even mean anything. That was
that one
really.
really. So it's another one that looks very soulsy.
I mean, I'm for it.
There's
There's several games now, including a FromSoft game, that have done like the Samurai Souls thing. But I'm fine with it. Keep them coming.
No, I'm more than fine. Well, even Sekiro is more Japanese based. This one is China.
Oh,
So
really?
there are
Okay.
some cultural differences there that are interesting. And yeah, that looks it's doing it.
Yeah.
That said, and I could be wrong, but when I watched this trailer,
Big
I
fish.
recall, like feeling like I wanted to see more actual combat outside of like boss moves.
Yeah, it looks like a lot of boss
It
fights.
feels like
here.
we get a lot of boss emphasis, but I want to see like we get bits of when we go there, but maybe not as much as expected. You know. I guess I want a larger feel for like what does the combat.
I like
for
shrugging
you-
snake guy. Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Rykart?
But yeah, no, I do want to know like what is the regular gameplay loop on this when you're not in a boss fight.
And we're not there yet, but towards the end we get like big CG fight energy.
Yeah, this is
Not even energy, it's
definitely
just-
like
Yeah, here
we're
we
in
are.
the world of pre-rendered.
Yeah, like this doesn't tell me.
No,
This is
nothing at
more
all.
normal than any of these stuff I just watched, though.
That is true. I saw a giant like fish spirit, and that was awesome. And this is pretty tame. This honestly could be like a cutscene to any game. Like,
Yeah, but this is
you're right,
one
it
of those
doesn't
things
tell
like
me.
no, this does not represent gameplay all that much.
Oh yeah.
And I do always enjoy the very occasional
Oh, it's a yin yang.
instance of the cutscene was a pretty good representation of the gameplay.
Yeah, that's
But-
always impressive when it can be done.
Oh yeah. Like I want to hear more about that one. I want to see more of it. I'm actually kind of a stickler when it comes to Souls likes because a lot of time it's no, I want it to feel like FromSoft though, and if
No,
they
well,
don't hit
because
it,
too many people try to make a Souls-like, and they get the punishing, but they don't get the. They get the tough, but not the fair, right? Because a Souls game is tough but fair.
Yeah. Sometimes
Um,
it's just a control thing. Like the game feel is not quite what I want it to be.
yeah,
And I
not
feel
tight
bad.
enough.
It's either not tight enough or it just feels like no. I want my attack. I want the control scheme to largely resemble what I'm used to from FromSoft games, and I know that's not fair. But in terms of, I bounce off them more when they're not. Lies of P, one of its biggest strengths is it feels really close to what FromSoft would do, while making cool and interesting changes.
Cool.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of that's also just because of the humongous backlog of great animation that FromSoft's been doing. Like usually, if your character moves out of the like an attack that they're doing, moves them, their hitbox moves with the attack, and you can narrowly dodge an attack, and that always feels great.
I appreciate the FromSoft isn't afraid to reuse assets, but if we're gonna at all talk about that, then I do have to give a shout out to Yakuza for being truly the MVP of reusing assets to their favor. Like I'm not insulting it, but
to their favor, you're in the same town for 6 games.
I guess it says a lot about that trailer that like, yeah, interesting, but I did just start talking about Yakuza, huh?
Yeah.
That happens to
There's
you
6 good
just-
games though.
That happens to you with anything, though. Like, you could be talking about any topic and be like, yeah, it's interesting, but I'm going to talk about Yakuza. I mean, so is that fair?
I mean, do you have more to say?
No, not at all. I'm just saying that, like, you could be on any subject. You could be, the meaning of life could be being about to be explained to you, and you're like, hang on, it's Yakuza time. But the meaning of life will not be explained to you on this podcast. In fact, this podcast is now officially over. And we will be seeing you at our usual time on Tuesday at 5:15 p.m. CDT. And additionally, we are going to do a thing for the Xbox thing. We're going to do a trailer bonus stream for that too. We don't quite know the timing on that yet, so you can find that out on Tuesday as well. Captain, where can people find the show?
You can find us on YouTube at Tiny Big Dude, as well as on podcast platforms Spotify, Apple, and Amazon by searching for Couch Dimension.
You can also find us on Twitch every Tuesday at 5:15 p.m. Central Standard Time because we're still trapped here by a wizard. He shot me with a gun earlier. You need to take me to the hospital. I've been dying this whole time.
Well, unfortunately, I don't think
catch
we're
the
allowed to
strays.
die here. So just keep on bleeding through
Jesus
your
Christ.
skeleton.